Howdy, y'all. It's Kentucky Ranger, and I'm sure you know this beautiful face right here.
Hi, everybody.
And no, this is not Lunch with Rob. Although you can recognize his location. He's on location.
On location
in this car. But I tell you what, he's one of the hardest working men on YouTube. This feller's hard to get a hold of because he's always working.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And he is definitely a family man. Works hard for his family. So anyhow, let's get this interview going and start from the beginning like usual. So where and when were you born?
Where and when I was born? I was born in Grand Rapids, Michigan in 1971, November 18th, 1971, in Grand Rapids.
Come on now, get it straight now. It's only your birthday.
Right.
So did you grow up in Grand Rapids, or?
Yeah. Just like different parts of Grand Rapids. Grew up on the west side. We call it the west side. It's kind of like the ghetto area, but wasn't that bad as it is now. When I was actually a kid, it was kind of cool because most of my family on my mom's side, we lived on the same street as a kid. Like, wow. I had aunts and uncles, my grandparents, grandpa and grandma.
Oh, wow.
We all lived on the same exact street, so the whole street was family almost, except for like two houses.
Well, that's cool.
So that was kind of neat. Go home, do my homework and stuff, and then I'd be out all day.
Hang out with your cousins. Yeah, just hang out with your cousins and everybody. And
cousins.
Well, that's pretty cool.
I thought everybody, at one point, I thought everybody was cousins because I had so much family I'm close to.
That's awesome. I mean, so how long did you live in that situation where everybody was living right there?
We lived there, let's see, that whole neighborhood, part of my dad's side lived over there too, but not on the same street. They lived about two blocks away from us, so that whole area was like all family to me. I knew it pretty well. And,
wow.
But we lived there from 1970, since I was a kid, 1972 to 82.
Well, 82, that's the year I graduated high school.
1982?
Yeah. See, you would have been, 10, 11?
Yeah, I was about almost 11. 10 going on 11.
Yeah. So, I guess growing up like that, you went to school with all your cousins and
some of them,
stuff like that.
I went to school with some of my cousins. I went to different schools. I went to a couple different elementary schools because we moved after 82.
Oh, you moved? Okay. Oh, okay.
But
so in 82, when you moved away, you moved to a different neighborhood?
Yeah, different neighborhood. We went to a school called Hall School. I went there till kindergarten and second grade up to third grade, I think it was. And then
cool.
Yeah, after we moved, then I went to another elementary school, and I went to another elementary school. So I went to different elementary schools, and then because I was in special ed and stuff too, so that's another reason I had to go to different schools.
Well, yeah. Oh, there's nothing wrong with that. But growing up on that street, like, up until 82, what was it like? I mean, did you all like vacation together? Did you how was a summer vacation for you guys? At a certain point,
we used to have like family reunions and stuff on my mom's side quite a bit when I was much younger.
Really?
And then I think did
you have like street parties and stuff like that, or
what's that?
Do you have like street parties or anything like that? Because
every weekend at our house was a party. So our house, they played poker. So cool. My mom and dad got pictures and stuff they saved of that, but they got pictures of aunts and uncles and all kinds of people coming to our house every Saturday to play poker, drink, and just have fun and stuff every Saturday.
That sounds awesome.
But then, yeah, I remember just playing my cousins. We couldn't even afford an Atari and stuff back then, so my cousins had one, so we go to their house and play Atari every day.
Right. Right.
Not so much later than we were able to get stuff like that.
So did y'all do anything special, like for summer vacation, or you just...
one vacation we went on, all of us, I remember we went to, it was called Camp Hall Lake. And they rented a cabin, my family did, for a week and stuff up there. And then we would go camping and stuff like that too, with my mom and dad and stuff. And we had pop-up tents. We had those pop-up campers. We had one of those.
Those are pretty cool.
Yeah, that was pretty neat.
Not quite a pup tent, but it'll do.
Yeah. It was fun.
Now, did you or your family, anybody ever serve in the military?
No, I never did. My dad never did. No. Not that I can remember anybody
in your family really. Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. When you got older into your teen years, you got your driver's license. What was your first car?
My first car? This is a story too. I remember getting my license. It was fun. And it was a lot easier getting your license back then than it is now. But
yeah,
I remember getting when I first got my license, saved my money.
I don't know about fun.
My dad helped me out. My dad had a cosign, but I had a 88 Plymouth Sundance. It had a sunroof and everything. It had one of those retractable seatbelt things on it.
Well,
I hated that thing. I hated the seatbelt retract. I get choked.
Oh, you're talking about the automatic where you get in and it automatically... Oh, I had a car. Yeah. I had a 1990 Ford Escort GT that had that. And that stupid little thing would come up. And if I wasn't careful getting in and out, it'd clunk me in the head. It clunked me a couple of times real good. And I'll tell you what, when that thing's coming, it ain't nothing gonna stop it.
No.
And oh God, that was a pain. Oh, I remember those. That was one of the dumbest ideas.
Yeah. A bad
Lord have mercy.
thing I had in my car, if you plugged in the cigarette lighter, the horn would short out. And I didn't know that until it was almost too late one time. So I had the cigarette lighter, and they never told me that when we got the car. So my friend.
Oh yeah. Oh, by the way, when you try to light a cigarette, the car will blow up.
Yeah, the horn wouldn't work. It would blow a fuse every time you put the cigarette lighter in. It would blow the horn fuse.
Oh, it'd blow the fuse. The horn. Oh, so I thought it would honk the horn, and you couldn't get it turned off.
No,
it's like you're telling the neighborhood, "Hey, I'm getting ready to light up."
Yeah,
Oh no! So
the first time I figured that out was with my best friend Tim. We were driving down this street. It was called Chicago Drive, and I plugged the cigarette lighter in, not thinking, and there was this lady next to us and a vehicle next to us. So she was coming onto my side, and
you were trying to honk.
There was nobody coming on the opposite side the other way, but I was trying to blow my horn and I couldn't blow it or anything. So she got so close that my buddy Tim rolled down the passenger window and literally put his hand out and knocked on her window to get her to pull over.
God.
Scared the crap out of her, but
yeah, that's manual horn. I mean, you talk about close. When you can reach out and touch somebody like that, that's too close.
That was too close, and I'm like, I should have slowed down, but there was somebody behind us and stuff. But it was kind of a funny story now.
Yeah, not at the time.
Not at the time, no.
Yeah, that's a rude awakening. Good Lord. So that was your very first car.
Yeah.
And Hey, you know what? It's like a lot of teenagers. Hey, it had 4 wheels and it ran.
Yep.
It got you places.
I love that car, man. I remember that was until I got my Jeep.
Yeah, it was a love-hate relationship.
Yep.
It was a piece of junk, but it was your piece of junk.
It was my piece of junk. Yeah, it was my first.
That's right.
They don't make them no more.
Right? Yeah, I'm definitely going to Google that because I'm having a hard time remembering what those look like.
Yes, it was a Sundance and there was a Duster.
That's why I'm not.
It had the same body as a Duster.
Okay. Yeah, I know the Duster. Now I know what you're talking about.
It same body style as the '88 Dusters.
Oh, okay. I got you.
But then after that,
yeah,
I got
kind of a boxy looking. It wasn't really a boxy looking car, but they didn't look too bad.
No, they weren't too bad looking.
Okay.
It was a nice first car.
Okay, so yeah. So next up is your Jeep.
Yeah, that was my baby.
Your baby.
That was my baby. I had an original '88 Jeep Wrangler. It was metal flake green. Right when they Wranglers came, well, I didn't have it brand new. It was used, but still was an original Wrangler.
Hey, yeah. And how long do you have that car?
I had that about 2 years.
2 years?
Yep.
Now, there's an interesting story behind. Yeah, there's an interesting story behind that, isn't there? About you and your. Is this the one you and your friend worked on?
Yeah, me and my friend, and we started it. And my dad and his shop, we put it in his shop, and they did a lot to it too. But I had to save the money up to get it done. I saved all the money up from. We used to have a cabin too. I didn't tell that story, but when I was a teenager, we had a cabin up at Hardy Dam that my dad and my uncles and stuff owned, and we used to go up there as a teenager. But that was pretty fun. But then my uncles decided to sell it. My dad wished he would have kept it, but I got part of the money. So when they sold their cabin, I got like $3,000. My dad gave me. He gave my brother $3,000, and I took my $3,000 and used it to fix up my Jeep. I love that thing.
So what did you do? Just spruce it up, or did you modify it? Or?
Sandblasted it, got all the rust, sanded it, repainted it.
Just
put new carpet in, redid the dash.
Just refurbished it.
Big knobby wide tires on it. I dropped stainless steel all over that Jeep. It had stainless steel everything on it.
That sounds pretty cool.
It was nice after we got it all done. It didn't take much to redo it because the old Jeeps, man, you could fix up an old Jeep real easy. Those were easy.
Oh, yeah. The only thing I remember, the only bad thing about Jeeps I remember, because I had a couple of friends had Jeeps, and the engines, the carburetors were a mess to work on. They were a bloody mess to work on.
Yep. I had a problem with the carburetor on mine, and then I had to replace
Everybody did. And it usually it had to do with the float, and once you started tinkering with it, you never could get it set back right.
Yep.
And everybody I ever know that ever had a Jeep that old with that engine set up, that carburetor, would end up getting a new. They would replace it with like a Holly or something because the carburetor was just junk. Because basically, you just basically look at it with a screwdriver in your hand and it would just fall apart. It wouldn't work. It decided, no, ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, I had to replace that.
It was a mess.
That was like $400 at the time. But
other than
that,
carburetors aren't cheap.
Good Jeep.
Oh yeah, well I'll tell you, the engines are bulletproof. I mean, other than the carburetor, there ain't much you can do to mess up a Jeep engine. But so now, what other special cars did you have growing up? I mean, you got a couple cars now, but the special ones.
I had a can't think of the name of them now. I had a few other ones. I had a Grand Prix, a red one.
Ooh.
That was not too bad of a vehicle. It was a red little not Grand Prix, but Grand Am, a little red Grand Am.
Oh, Grand Am. Do you remember what year it was? Or
I think it was a. I think it was a 92.
92.
Yep, a 92 Grand Am, little red one. That was kind of fun. And then, oh man, there's so many other ones. I had a Cougar. I had a
Cougar.
I love that Cougar I had. It was green.
Was it the one that had the?
It was a 99.
Was it the one that 99?
99 Cougar.
I'm trying to remember. Because the old Cougars, you remember, had the sequential turn signal lights back, but I don't think the newer ones did they?
Yeah,
I can't remember.
That Cougar was good until it got up to like 100,000 miles, and after that, everything started breaking and stuff, and it started nickel and diming me, and then I had to get rid of it. But other than that, it was this nice little sporty car.
I think every car right in that 1998 to 2000-ish. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Detroit went cuckoo with cars because I had a minivan, was a 1999, and it completely fell apart. I don't think it would really matter what brand. If it was an American-made car, it was junk. Yeah, it's kind of weird too because it's like from the late 70s or now middle 70s into mid 80s, cars were really junky.
Yeah.
And then the Japanese car companies started out selling the American car companies. American car companies decided, whoa, maybe we need to do something about our quality. And they got really good with their quality over probably that there was a small window of mid 80s into the mid 90s. And then the mid 90s on, they started getting junky again.
Yep. That's true.
Yeah, and now they're coming back to where they're doing more quality work. I don't know, it's so weird. American car companies are strange.
I noticed too, like the newer cars. My dad said he loves the old cars, but now the new cars, if you look at the none of the new cars have bumpers on them anymore.
No. Yeah, another thing is they're not made to really work on. About all you can do on a new car is change the spark plugs, if they even have spark plugs in them. There's a lot of cars, their engines, the spark plugs are incorporated into the head gasket, so you can't even change the spark plug.
Yeah, we have coil packs.
Yeah, coil packs. That's another General Motors, I think Saturn started that. Which it's an ingenious idea, but it's expensive when it starts to foul up. But like Honda, a couple of their engines, they don't even have. Well, I mean, they've got spark plugs, but they've incorporated them into the head gasket, so you can't even replace a spark plug.
Right. Yeah.
And my thought is, okay, when you get 100,000 miles or so on a car like that, the electrodes in those head gaskets are going to start fouling out. How you I guess you got to remove the heads and replace the head gaskets.
Yeah, we have Traverse, the family vehicle, and I like the old style radios where you just have a knob and a push button, you can turn it on.
Yeah,
but new radios, it's all touch screen.
Yeah. It is. It's like
what
I'm not supposed to be distracted, and then I got the button on the steering wheel for the voice command. Forget it. You're trying. Tune it to something. Which location would you like to go? No, I just want to turn the channel on on the station on my radio, and it's supposed to make it to where you're not as distracted, but it actually makes it to where you're more distracted.
Yeah, I remember when we first got ours. My wife was just trying to tune in a certain station she watched. We couldn't. We ended up tuning in some station we never heard that's in another country, and I'm like, what? I'm like, man, this is crazy. You
have to take the car to the dealership just to have them tune the radio. Oh, Lord.
We had to take it to the dealership, and then we had to make an appointment so they can show us how to program our radio and everything.
Oh, my God. You got to be kidding me. That's funny. But, yeah, cars they're so complex, and they're built-in obsolescence, because if you have a modern car that's more than 5 years old, certain things, because it's not like a home computer where you can update it. Well, I guess you can. You take it to the dealer. But a lot of that stuff gets outdated and stops working with different things. Like your phone with all the Bluetooth connectivity and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's cool. I mean, I like gadgets. It's cool. But it's only cool for a certain amount of time. It's like, okay, now what I'm going to do? And, of course, know what they want you to do. They want you to buy a new car every 3 years.
Yeah.
But
they ain't cheap.
Anyhow, getting from the cars and everything, what are some of the interesting gadgets that you remember growing up as a kid?
Some interesting gadgets. I remember talking about video game systems. I don't know if you remember this or not, but it was called Game TV. It was a great big. It was a TV. It was a solid black, but there was a Nintendo game system built into it on the bottom, almost like a VCR.
You know, I vaguely remember.
TV.
Yeah, it was built. It was like built into the TV.
We had one.
Oh, did you all have one of those? Oh, did you? I'm gonna have to look that up. I hope I can find something, because
that would probably be worth something now if we had it now. But it was like a 19-inch, all solid black TV, and then it had like the opening on the bottom where you open it, and then you'd put the Nintendo game cartridge.
Wow!
Like the VCRs and DVD built-in DVD players they got now, but.
Well, how big was it? It was like 19
like
inch?
A 19, yeah, I think it was about, it was heavy. it was heavy. It was 19 inch. We didn't move it very much. And my mom and dad bought that for me and my brother for our bedroom. And of course, I remember the old Nintendo game cartridge. We had to keep constantly pulling the cartridge out, blowing into it to make it work and stuff. But those were the good days then. But then I also remember our first VCR. Our first VCR was like a top load. This thing was huge. And
they were back in the day.
My dad paid like $700 for it.
Yeah, they weren't cheap.
No.
And that was $700 back in what, the late 70s?
Yeah, it was like 83, I think, when we got ours.
Okay, 83. So $700 in 83 would be about $1,400 in today's money.
Yeah,
it was a lot of money. $700 in the 80s. That was a lot.
That was a lot of money. Yeah, I mean, it was a huge thing too. I mean,
yeah, big old heavy.
Yep.
There you go again with the big heavy.
Yeah, the big Hemi. Yeah. Then we had the salesperson come to our house and program the VCR.
Oh no!
Because they didn't have, back then you couldn't program it yourself.
That's funny.
It was. Yeah, you had it for a long time. Yeah. It lasted a long time. But then it broke. Then we got a newer one. Then it started making them smaller.
Right. Smaller, lighter, cheaper. Yeah. Then that's when it exploded. Was what, late 80s, early 90s. Mm-hmm. Everybody had VCRs. Good Lord, you could get them for next to nothing.
Yep. And I remember the movies, when you would want to buy. The movies were expensive. We paid.
They were ridiculous. It was like almost $100.
What was it? We got Honey, I Blew Up the Kids. That was the first movie we ever owned on video. Yeah. My dad paid $89 for that tape. Oh yeah. Yeah. A lot of people nowadays complain. I can't believe it. I just spent $29 on that Blu-ray disc. Mm-hmm. Well, back in the day, let's say Back to the Future, I think was like $89 on Beta or VHS. It was ridiculous. Yep. And so that's actually come down. In fact, a lot of people don't. These kids, young kids, you'd say, well, you talk about VCRs, VHS, and Beta, they look at you like, they give you that look like puppy dog when you make a weird noise, like, huh? Uh-huh. What's a videotape? Everything's digital now.
In fact, it's DVDs. A lot of young kids, what's a DVD? Because everything, Netflix, everything's online. Everything, you don't even have, you buy something online, you download it to whatever your smart TV. You don't even have any physical anything. It's all digital. Yep. I'm old fart. going to buy something like that, I want it on a DVD or I want a CD.
Yeah, that's what I'm like.
I want I want a physical thing in my hand, and I can say I've got it.
Yep, I got a lot of movies like that too. I love DVDs and stuff. We go to the Dollar Tree and I bought the brand new RoboCop there for $1.
Yeah,
I still haven't watched it yet.
Can you believe that, $1? And I'll bet originally when it came out on VHS and beta, it was probably $80.
Mm-hmm. We had one of those too. We had one of those laser disc players.
Oh Lord, yeah. My brother-in-law he had one when they first came out.
Yeah, we got one and
spent a small fortune on it.
Yeah, that was not cheap. And then then there's a certain point where it would stop, and then you would have to take the disc,
you had to take the disc
and flip it.
Yeah, and it was as big as an album.
Yeah,
I'll have a picture of it. I mean, but what happened with his is he had one of the original Pioneer laser discs, and it had an actual industrial laser in the dang thing. And the problem with it is the circuitry would overheat, and it would start messing up and skipping. You get about 3/4 of the way through the movie, and then it would start acting goofy. And oh yeah, it was ridiculous. I think they had it replaced like 3 times, and then Pioneer. Yeah, and Pioneer, they finally put an integrated laser, so they got rid of that problem. But it was too late because then DVDs were coming out and just basically made those obsolete. So anyhow, we're going to wrap this first part up because we're getting real close to the 30-minute mark. I want to keep these 30-minute blocks so people don't go, oh, okay, I wonder what the dog's doing. This is a good part to kind of split it off. We'll pick up a little bit more on the gadgets and stuff because you're probably like me. You like your gadgets.
Oh, yeah, I love my gadgets.
So anyhow, thank you all for watching this first part, and tune in tomorrow for part 2. And hope you all find this interesting. I'm sure finding it interesting, and hopefully you got another half hour to stick around.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, all right. We'll do part 2 on this. So y'all tune in tomorrow for part 2, and God bless everybody. Take care, and we'll see you Tuesday.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.